Alrighty, we are live, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday to every single one of you guys out there. Appreciate this love, appreciate the support. Subscribe, like, all the good stuff. Your New York Knicks get a big bounce back performance in Portland, ladies and gentlemen. Much needed win. Much needed win after 1-5 in their last 6, right? Much needed win for the New York Knicks because Josh Hart made his return today, and right from the get, you saw his value. Appreciate every single one of you guys in the chat. Salute to every one of you. Shout out to the members, loud and clear. What's going on? Appreciate you in the chat. Mac Jean, what's going on? Guys, let's start with Josh Hart, right? Let's start with Josh Hart. Returning from injury, from his ankle injury, and the New York Knicks had desperately missed Josh Hart, and it showed right off the bat in this basketball game. Right off the bat, he was making impact play after impact play after impact play. I believe like all of the Knicks' first 4 or 5 baskets, Josh Hart had his imprints on every single one of them. Every single one of them. Right? So Josh Hart showed you exactly why this team needs him. Right, I always say that he is the oil to their engine. I've seen that he is their morning coffee out there. A bunch of analogies out there. He is. From the opening minutes, his value was obvious, man. His hands were what was on everything tonight. Every loose ball, every extra pass, every possession. Soon as the New York Knicks were going to grab a rebound in the first couple of minutes, when he was in the game for like the first 3 or 4 minutes, and then Mike Brown subbed and he was watching his minutes a little bit, but every possession he had his imprint on the play, right? And that led to this New York Knicks team looking like a totally different, engaged team in the first quarter, right? The energy was there, the pace was there, felt like the intention was there. All 5 starters in double digits tonight. And look, after the first quarter, it's still a tie game, and this game was a back and forth until the fourth quarter where the New York Knicks, OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges dominated. And this is some great performances tonight, man. It's not just Josh Hart. Josh Hart started it, but I thought tonight was a team effort, and that led to a big fourth quarter for the New York Knicks. OG Anunoby, Dukes McBride, back-to-back threes in the fourth quarter. Mikal hit a big 3 in the fourth quarter with about 7 minutes to go to kind of calm things down. Mitchell Robinson grabbed some big rebounds tonight for the New York Knicks. But it started with Josh Hart. It started with number 3. And Mike Breen said a quote at the end of the game. Let me try to pull it up. He said, quote, I thought this was phenomenal. I mean, shout out to Mike Breen. He's a legend, right? He's a legend for a reason. He said, quote, give the Knicks some heart and good things happen, end quote. I mean, legend. What a quote that was. Give the Knicks some heart and good things happen. I know Josh Hart's name is easy to play on words, but it's true. Give the Knicks some heart and good things happen, right? And Cat, I thought, with an excellent first half tonight, man. I thought Karl-Anthony Towns in the first half was excellent. 15 and 7 in the first half. Efficient, under control. One of Mikal's best games as well, I thought. So all in all, man, this was just a nice bounce back game for the New York Knicks, man. Nice bounce back win for the New York Knicks. And look, we'll talk about the substitution patterns and no Tyler Kolek in this basketball game due to Josh Hart returning. But the Knicks looked good for most of this game. You know, they never really pulled away from quarters 1 through 3 until that fourth quarter. And it started with a Mikal Bridges 3 that kind of settled things down and put the Knicks up 1, I believe, in that fourth quarter. And OG Anunoby seems like he got his shot back, right? Advia, Knicks kind of had him in check later on in the fourth quarter. The Knicks made some adjustments with Jalen Brunson. They were okay switching. And OG Anunoby with some great help defense in that fourth quarter as well. So this had to be done. Like, this win, you couldn't lose tonight. Like, it would have been some Knicks fans going crazy if the New York Knicks, and especially midway through the fourth, I'm like, man, here we go again. But they pulled through, they win. And just an all-in-all great performance. Knicks win 123-114. They move to 25-14 on the season. Josh Hart with 18 points, 6 assists. Mikal Bridges, 18 points, 6 assists. He matches Josh Hart's stat line, and away we go. Once again, appreciate every single one of you guys in the chat. Salute to every single one of you guys. Happy Sunday to Knicks Nation out there. Happy Sunday, everybody, to Knicks Nation out there. Ronald says heart and soul of the team. He is. There's no other way to put it, man. No other way to put it. A lot of Knicks fans said, look, man, once Josh Hart gets back, let's judge this team with Hart in the lineup, because the New York Knicks are a totally different basketball team without Josh Hart in the lineup. Whether you poise that to be a good thing or bad thing, the Knicks are super talented and they shouldn't have been losing the way they were losing without Josh Hart. But in a game where it was kind of like, I'm not going to call this one a must-win, because a must-win in January is absurd. But I saw a lot of stuff on the timeline that a lot of Knicks fans was like, look, I'm calling this kind of like a must-win, because if you lose this one, this is one of those games where the wheels are starting to fall off. Josh Hart's back and you're still losing. Like, what's going on? You're out west. Like, you're 1-6. Like, but thank God for Hart. Thank God for the guys, and away we go. Away we go. Oh, man. Appreciate you guys in the chat. Thanks for all the support. Look at the box score, right? OG Anunoby, bounce back game for OG and Mikal Bridges. Wingstop, man. They really played an amazing basketball game today, especially Mikal Bridges. I thought Mikal Bridges was more engaged. He was more aggressive. Just looked like he was into it tonight, right? After the Phoenix game where he was getting clowned, right? He was getting clowned in the Phoenix. And for good reason, because he was playing soft. He's been playing soft lately. He's been playing soft, not getting to the free throw line. Didn't get to the free throw line today, but I thought today was a really good game for Mr. Mikal Bridges, right? Defensively and offensively. 2 of 7 from 3. Both of those threes, I believe, were above the break three, so that's a positive sign. Cat, I thought, played an amazing game, especially in the first half. Right? 11 boards, 20 points, 2 or 3 from 3. His threes were falling tonight. 8 defensive boards. You had 3 offensive boards for Cat. 11 total. 20 points, 11. And away we go. And JB, 26 and 8. This is your captain, right? 26 and 8 on efficient. 10 and 19, 3 and 9 from 3. 8 assists, 6 boards, only 2 turnovers, 1 steal. And I thought defensively he was really solid tonight. Underrated. I thought Jalen Brunson tonight was really solid defensively. The Knicks allowed him to switch on Advia in that fourth quarter. They were allowing those switches, and they were working. They were effective. And Advia checked himself out, and I think the game was kind of over at that point. But, credit to JB and credit to OG Anunoby staying in those passing lanes in the fourth quarter, and that really caused havoc against this Portland Trailblazer team. Mitch does what he does. 6 points, 11 boards, and some big rebounds from Mitch. 3 steals, 3 blocks, 6 stocks from Mitchell Robinson. 6 stocks. Man, in case you don't know what a stock is, it's a steal and a block combined. They call it a stock. 6 stocks for Mitchell Robinson tonight. 25 minutes for the big Mitch. Okay. And Deuce McBride starts this game off, I believe, 0-6 from 3. No. 0-5. 0-6 from the field. And what do shooters do? They just keep shooting. And Deuce McBride made, I thought, a game-swinging 3 in the fourth. Right? Him and OG. OG hit one. Deuce hit one. Led to a Trailblazers timeout. And I think that was the game. Deuce started this game off cold. He's been absolutely scorching from 3. And he finishes his game with 8 points, 2 and 9 from 3. And one of them was ice cold. Killer. 3 assists. You love that from Deuce. Jordan Clarkson, 3 points, 1 assist, 1 steal for Jordan Clarkson. Not really his game tonight. And there you have it. Your New York Knicks, they moved to 25-14 on the season. Josh Hart shows his value in the first minutes of the basketball game. And he got the game-ending interview. And he finishes with 18 on 6 and 3 rebounds. Chris Gotti says Hart is a vocal leader. Hit some of your comments. Appreciate every single one of you guys in the chat. Eddie's in the chat. Once again, smash the like button. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Please do so. Once again, thanks for the support. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, everybody. Cool Breeze says, nah, y'all tripping and need to relax. This team is built for the playoffs. They need to stay healthy until the playoffs. Yeah, look, regular season is a long season. A lot of time for the New York Knicks fans, especially, to overreact. Me to overreact. But look, this Knicks team is not perfect. They're not going to be perfect, but there is still work to be done with this unit. The rotations were condensed today. No Tyler Kolek, right? We heard today from Mark Stein that Yabusele and Pacom Daddy are on the trading block, as we already know. So I do think the New York Knicks look to upgrade, whether that's the guard position or wing position. I do think they look to upgrade. But, look, it's a long season. It's a long season. It's a long season. And there's a portion of the fan base is just like, get me to the playoffs, man. I do not care what happens in the regular season. The Knicks are too good. They will be top 6. They will finish most likely top 3 in the NBA Eastern Conference. Get me to the playoffs healthy, and then let's go. Right? Dis Rover, what's going on? Appreciate you in the chat. Iron says, let's go. Get him back on track. Chris Gotti, what's going on? Tony's in the chat. What's going on, everybody? Shurin says, Cat played very well tonight. Yes, he did. Shout out to Cat, man. All 5 starters in double digits. Cat was, I thought, effective in his first reads. I thought Cat was aggressive. I thought Cat just played a big boy game. Right? He even had a net, like 2 blocks from Cat. A nasty block on a Holiday from Cat. I'm like, okay. He blocks it and he tries to help Holiday up. I'm like, nah, come on, man. Like, block it and walk back. That's it. He blocked Holiday and, like, tried to help him up. I'm like, all right, come on, man. We too nice. Come on, man. And, look, I get it. But Cat, I thought tonight was a really positive step in the right direction, especially for his offense. Because, as we all know, that's been a big topic in the media is Karl-Anthony Towns' offense. Like, what's going on with Cat's offense? And 9-13, you can't get more efficient than that. 2 or 3 from 3, and away we go. And the New York Knicks today, they only attempted 8 free throw attempts. They only attempted 8 free throw attempts compared, look at this, 6 of 8 from the free throw line compared to Portland's. Wait, no. Is that right? The Knicks had 8 free throw attempts. The Portland Trailblazers had 25? Holy shit. Yo, that is crazy. 25 free throw attempts for Portland. And look, Denny Advia is amongst the leaders in the NBA at getting to the free throw line. He had 10. And the Knicks only had 8. Man, it was a 3-point shooting. They were really good from 3, really good from 2, 17 to 46 from 3. Right? First half, they shot extremely well, 54% in the first quarter, especially 34 to end the quarter, but it was like a high-paced quarter. Both teams were, I mean, I thought that in this game, the Knicks were actually playing good defense in the first quarter. I thought the Blazers made some tough shots tonight. Portland made some tough shots tonight, man. I mean, you got this kid, Caleb Love, 5 of 12 from 3, right? Off the streets, Caleb Love. I got Robert Williams. I mean, Robert Williams hits a 3. After Williams hit that 3, I no lie, I got up and I walked out, man. I was just like, bro, yeah, you got to be kidding me. Advia did his thing, but the Knicks forced him in very uncomfortable situations, and that led to 5 turnovers from him. And OG, I thought in the fourth, I thought the Knicks' game plan with trapping him a little bit and switching was effective. Right? And say what you want, Portland has been good. Right? Portland has been really good lately. They're 19 and 21. That's a good team over there. They're missing some guys, but I know last year was the big Mikal game-winning shot. This year, Mikal, great fourth quarter. Wingstop showed up. And I just love tonight that it was a team effort from everybody. And you overcame the free throw disparity. But I didn't think it was it didn't feel like an unfairly called game. It didn't feel that way. But yet you look at the box score and you see 25-8. And you're like, that can't be right. Right? It didn't feel like it was an unfairly called game. But anytime OG, and he had a few big ones, man. Anytime OG gets it going from 3, and that's been missing in this Knicks offense, OG Anunoby's threes. Anytime he's hitting his open threes, unlocks so much. Once again, appreciate you guys in the chat. Happy Sunday. HVU says, let's go Knicks. Joel says, is it worrying that we rely on Josh Hart that much? I touched on this earlier, Joel. It is to an extent, because one player shouldn't impact the style of play this much on this Knicks group. But you take away, like I've been saying, the oil in the engine. You take away their coffee. You take away their Energizer Bunny, who just gets you extra possessions and pushes the pace and is another ball handler out there. And they were sagging off of him from 3 tonight, and he was confident in hitting them. That's the Josh Hart we all love. Damn near they had a center on him, and he was in the paint to start the game. And Josh Hart, okay, I'm gonna shoot it over you. Matter of fact, I had the video right here. There it is, wide open. If he's gonna be wide open like that, if he's gonna be left open, be confident and take the shot. And we saw that today. 3 of 5 from 3, 7 of 15 from the field. This New York Knicks team, the way it's constructed, they need Josh Hart. They do. And it is kind of concerning that when you take him out of the equation, it seems like they fall apart. It's crazy. It's honestly crazy. But I think now they're 20-9 with him in the lineup, if I'm not mistaken. Or 20-8, something like that this year. He proved his value in the first 5 minutes. I'm like, man, look, shot out of a cannon. And I think we need another Josh Hart. just in case the real one gets hurt again. I think we need more of these wings that can handle the ball, that can push the pace. We need another guy like that, right? And look, he's back, and it got dicey there in the fourth quarter, but his minutes were managed, and he's super valuable to this team. It's just without him, it's slow. It's they're not moving the basketball like they're like the norm. They're just, I mean, and the end of the Suns' fourth quarter was a debacle. I think Josh Hart kind of calms the nerves a little bit. Can he get crazy at times? Yeah. But he's just another trustworthy guy that does all the winning plays for the New York Knicks. And when you have, who else gives the New York Knicks what Josh Hart gives them? Mikal? No. Mikal's not doing what Hart is doing. Mikal doesn't want to get hit. OG, winning player. Josh Hart just does every little thing that the others, some of your main players, don't. And I guess that's why they miss him so much, is because you don't got guys diving on the floor left and right without Josh Hart. Right? You don't. El Figgy is in the chat. What's going on, El Figgy? Appreciate every single one of you guys in here. Chris Connor says Hart's contribution isn't always shown on the stat sheets. Grit, motivational team leader. Look, hard hat and Tim's. I wonder who the New York Knicks gave their hard hat and Tim's to today. I would assume and guess it's OG and Anunoby, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's OG, Mikal, or Hart, either one of them. But I would guess that it's OG and Anunoby tonight because winning place in the fourth especially. So, big game, man. They needed this one. They needed this one. They couldn't lose back. I mean, God forbid, right? God forbid. They could not lose back-to-back games, especially collapses in the fourth quarter. Jesse says, with Josh back, it looks like everyone just clicked in their roles. Yeah, exactly. Right? He just puts everyone in their place. And is another ball handler out there. He's not a great ball handler, but he's just aggressive. To the hoop, not afraid. We need more of those players on this team, right? He just compliments everyone so well, literally. I don't think there's another player in the NBA that compliments this Knicks team better than Josh Hart. He's the engine, heart and soul. We've been saying it for years, ever since he got acquired from Portland, right? He's just an energizer bunny. And sometimes this Knicks team without Josh Hart, they look like dead batteries, right? They just look like lifeless. And that's what we've been seeing from this team is the fight hasn't been there. The attention to detail hasn't been there. Stupid basketball. And look, it's the dog days of January, and it's the middle of the season, and this happens to every team. But it wasn't just Josh Hart tonight that was a positive step in the right direction. I thought, OG got back on track. Deuce, even though he started slow, he hit some big threes, especially one in the fourth. Mikal, big swing three, especially with 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, above the break splash. That I thought was huge. Couple of deflections, big defensive possessions from Mikal. And Cat, I thought this was a big boy Cat game, and JB did his thing, right? So they needed this one. Joel says finally getting the players 2 days rest. In case you don't know what Joel is talking about, the New York Knicks now have 2 days rest. If you go to their schedule, they're 25-14, right? They have 2 days off, excuse me. They don't play again till Wednesday. That is a 10 p.m. vehicle, which always stinks. 10 p.m. on a Wednesday, East Coast time. Only 2 10 p.m. games this year, and they both come in the next 2. And they are back-to-back. You have one Wednesday and Thursday, but you have some time off now. You got some time to reset. They'll probably stay in Portland tonight, fly to Sacramento tomorrow or the next day, but they need it. If there's any team in the NBA that needs these 2 days off, it is the New York Knicks, because we went through the schedule, and the last time they've had 2 days off in a row was December 14th and 15th. The Cup game. That was almost a month ago, ladies and gentlemen. That is the last time this New York Knicks team has had 2 full days off the NBA Cup. It's been back-to-back. It's been every other night with travel, bunch of travel. So if there's a team in the NBA that needs this rest, it's the Knicks. Joel says, finally getting the players 2 days rest. Oh, I just read that. I'm an idiot. El Figgy says, Josh does all the dirty work we need. He's a cleanup, right? He's a cleanup crew. That's what he does. El Figgy says, thank you, Leon, for OG and an Obi. OG. Joel says, if I recall correctly, when Dante was on this team, he would also bring that type of energy and toughness. Yeah, he would. He would. And if there's a type of player out there, Jose Alvarado, I think the Knicks need another one of these guys. Josh Hart. They need another guy like that. And because you see how valuable these guys are to this unit. To complement a Mikal, to complement a Cat, to complement a Brunson. Right? You see how much valuable these guys are. These guys that want to die for loose balls, do all the dirty work, and, you know, curse someone out, argue with this person, punch someone in Alvarado's case. I mean, we don't need that. We don't condone violence over here, but yeah, they need more toughness on this team. And that's why Leon Rose and co. went out and got PJ Tucker last year, because they noticed that. Granted, he didn't play, but maybe that guy is Landry Shamet, who is on the verge of returning, right? Esquire says, get those likes up, fam. Appreciate you, DJ Esquire. Appreciate you. Appreciate every single one of you guys. Yes, hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. 20 likes in here, 44 people in here. Thank every single one of you for tuning into the Knicks Nation post-game show. Yeah, Landry Shamet is kind of like that guy I'm talking about. And let's not forget, when Landry Shamet was playing, he was awesome. He was having a career year prior to his injury in Orlando, Landry Shamet. Career season. Right? And he's one of those guys that is tough as nails. Right? He's one of those guys that is tough as nails. And he is on the verge of returning. Maybe by next week we get Landry Shamet back. Or maybe by the end of this week we get Landry Shamet back. And then circling back to the rotation, Mike Brown kind of condensed the rotation tonight. Right? Notice that. Isaiah is in the building. What's going on, Isaiah? Appreciate you for staying a member. If we look at the... Let me get back to the screen share. Isaiah says, let's go Knicks. Hopefully this urges the team to playing back in their style of play. Yes. Let's go. If you look at the rotation tonight, essentially 8 guys. he condensed the rotation. And Mike Brown has been struggling with the rotations lately because he has been playing 10, 11. He has been searching for energy to replicate what Josh Hart was bringing when Josh Hart was out. Diawara played today only 3 minutes in certain defensive situations and, end of quarter type of stuff to prevent guys from being in a foul trouble in this game. Cat and Josh with 4 fouls. But Josh Hart comes back. No Tyler Kolek. No Tyler Kolek. Is this going to be the trend? I don't know. I would say when Landry Shamet comes back, I think it's no more. Look, I could be wrong, but when Shamet comes back with no Tyler Kolek playing today, I think the 4 off the bench are Clarkson, Deuce, Mitch, and Shamet. Right? And on a back-to-back, Mike Brown will expand the rotation. Obviously, guys get hurt. We'll go from there. But it's going to be something to watch. And this Knicks team is used to, right, playing a lot of minutes, playing with a shorter rotation. I'm not sure this is going to be the trend, but I thought no Tyler Kolek today was interesting. And maybe that's Mike Brown saying, look, we got 2 days coming off. These guys can play more minutes. I know Brunson came in this game earlier than usual in the fourth quarter. I think he came in with like 8 or 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Normally he comes in with like 7, 6 to go. Maybe that's because of the 2 days rest coming up, but yeah, look, you needed to win, right? And that's not saying Tyler Kolek hasn't been contributing to winning. It's not saying that, but Mike Brown, you needed this one, and you needed to trust the guys that'll take you to the, just get a win, and that's what Mike Brown did. El Figgy says, Jesse says Shaman has been cleared for contact, so hopefully he comes back soon. Yes, Andrew Shaman has been cleared for contact, so 2 days off. You got Monday off. You got Tuesday off, and then back to back. I don't know if Shaman's coming back like as soon as Wednesday, maybe Thursday, maybe the second of the back to back, right? Because we know Mitch doesn't play back to back, so maybe against who do we play? The Golden State Warriors, the second leg of the back to back. I forgot who we played, but maybe that's when Shaman comes back, right? Elfie says, I'm starting to lose faith in Mikal again. Doesn't get those timely buckets. We need more than just defense with him. That Suns game, and I did a watch party for that game, and that was bad, man. That Sun game was bad, and he has too many games like that. Just soft. That Grayson Allen hustle play off Mikal, just not aware of his surroundings, was a bad, terrible look for Mikal. And he just looks disengaged a lot, and there's a reason why he doesn't miss a game. He doesn't want to get his hands wet. Right? He doesn't want to do any of that. He just wants to do his job and go home. Right? Do his 8 hours and go home. Tonight was a good step in the right direction. I would like to see this more consistently because on the defensive end, he actually showed like he gave a crap, especially offensively. When he's hitting his shots, it's different. And Mikal came into the season. Remember, to start this season, Mikal was really, really good. Defensively, especially. He was literally the first couple of weeks, the first month of the season, he was up there for Defensive Player of the Year. That's how good Mikal was. And then all of a sudden, he just, hits a wall. It's January, I get it, but, a lot of inconsistencies with Mikal. Last game was bad, but this game was good. We got good Mikal today. El Figgy says, I want to see Diawara come in for OG. He hits his threes and is aggressive on defense. Yeah. I think Mike Brown is still trying to figure out the rotations. He's still trying to figure it out. And I think with Shamet on the verge of returning, it's just going to make it harder for Diawara to get playing time, right? But we shall see. Because I think those are your 4. right? Clarkston, Deuce, Shamit, Mitch. Those are your 4 you can trust off the bench. And I think I need another guy you can trust. And, you have Kolek there. I think you could trust him. But I think you need another pain-in-the-ass guy like I keep saying Alvarado, because he's from New York. He's going to be cheap, and he's on a team-friendly contract. And I just think that's a no-brainer for this Knicks team. Right? Trading deadline is in less than a month. So we'll see what they get done. But, yeah, we'll see. Chris Gotti says he went back to being Mikal. Yep. El Figgy says Mikal started the season hot, and now he has slipped back into being inconsistent. Yeah. Look, I hate to say this, but it's kind of been the answer for everything. It's like we kind of just need to see this unit in the playoffs again. We've seen this unit in the regular season, the highs and the lows. Last year, we've seen this Knicks team. It was a really good season last year in the regular season, right? We've seen this Knicks team at their best. During last year in the regular season, they couldn't beat. It seemed like they couldn't beat the Celtics. They couldn't beat the Cavs. And then in the playoffs, they flip a switch. So I'm not going to say that they're bored, because they shouldn't be bored, because they haven't proved anything. Right? They haven't really proved anything. They proved that they're really good and they can advance a couple of rounds, but the owner just last week expects them to be in the NBA Finals. This is a pressure-packed season, which is why a lot of Knicks fans are overreacting to these losses, because let's face it, you were supposed to be the best team in the East. At least I thought they were supposed to be the best team in the East. And here you got Boston with the same record as you, without Jason Tatum, trading away half their team. I think you leapfrogged them. Yeah, you're third, you're second, they're fourth. Detroit looks like they took a step this year. They look really good, man. They look really good. But in the playoffs are a different game. This Knicks team is built for the playoffs. But they've had bad losses against Philly. They've had a bad loss against Boston. They've had a bad loss against Detroit, right? What does that remind you of? 2025, when the New York Knicks had bad losses against the Celtics and Cavs in the regular season. Right? And in the playoffs, they just figured it out. Except when they play Indiana. But guess what? No Indiana this year. So, Joel says, interested in seeing what move we make before the deadline. I doubt we don't make a move. I doubt it too, Joel. I doubt it too. Mac Jean says, I understand the Yabu trade, but the Daddy don't make no sense. He has no value. Yeah. Knicks are going to have to get creative. They're going to have to attach an asset to Yabu. He's been out with a injury. I think it was a quad for Yabu. But I say all that to say is this is a trading deadline to watch, because let's be honest, like, who do you really have confidence in the East? Obviously, we're Knicks fans. We have confidence in the Knicks, but Pistons are good, man. I think Leon can't sit on his hands here come trading deadline. You don't want to trade the main guys, right? You don't want to trade the main guys. But I think if there's a player out there that will make them better and won't cost as much, I think they do it. Right? I think they do it. And I think you have to do it. Because you don't want to sit there come April, May and regret not doing it. Because God forbid, right? Knicks win, Eagles lost. It's a good Sunday. I joked around on X. I said, don't tell JB that the Eagles lost in the middle of the game. I think it was the fourth quarter where the Eagles score went final. And Jalen Brunson, Cat, both Eagles fans. And Eagles lost. Eagles out of the playoffs. But yeah, it's if you were to tell me at January 11th or January 10th, let's take it back a day. If you were to tell me January 10th, the Boston Celtics will be ahead of the Knicks in the standings and the Pistons will be ahead of the Knicks in the standings, I would be like, what? Boston? In a gap year? Ahead of the Knicks in the standings? And I know it's still super early, right? Anything can happen. Boston can go on a 10-game losing streak, right? They can. But the record is what the record is, right? And it's still January. It's still early. But this was a good win for the Knicks. A nice step in the right direction. And hopefully they can build off of this one and get some rest, 2 days off, and go get them on Wednesday and Thursday with the back-to-backs, right? Because these games keep coming for this team. These games keep coming for this team. Look at the schedule. And I see Yuri in the Discord waiting. If you guys want to call into the Discord, please hit the Discord. It is pinned up to the chat, doing giveaways on there, talking Knicks, NBA scores. It's honestly the hottest Discord in the game right now. Like, I'm not being biased. It's the hottest Discord in the game. Please join the Discord. You're missing out. At Sac, Mike Brown going back to Sacramento. Shout out to the Knicks fans too in Portland. Portland, I would say it's about 25% Knicks fans up in there. Chanting MVP for Brunson. Man, we got Knicks fans all over. Shout out to Knicks fans for going off to Portland. A bunch of Knicks fans by the Knicks bench. But at Sac, at Golden State, right? Knicks still have a chance to go 4-1. 3-1. Excuse me. 3-1 on this 4-game West Coast trip. Still got a chance. Back-to-backs are tough, but we got to go get them on Wednesday. El Figgy said the Knicks had 8 free throws to Blazers 25. These refs are out of their mind. Yeah, we spoke about that. Yep. We spoke about that. 86 Smurf says, what do these purple crowns with numbers mean? YouTube has this new XP thing within the chat. So I guess it's, and I don't make up these rules. I don't control any of that. That is all YouTube. I guess whoever comments more gets more XP and they get up top to the leaderboard. And that's all it is. 86, that's all it is. So again, that has nothing to do with me. That's all YouTube. All right, let's get to Yuri in the Discord. Let's get to Yuri in the Discord. He's been waiting. Yuri, let's keep it a little bit short tonight. Keep it a little bit short, and away we go. Yo, Yuri, what's going on? How are you, sir?
Not much. Good. Stop the bleeding win tonight.
Yep.
Good stop the bleeding win tonight. Hart back in the lineup, just what the doctor ordered. Can't go no wrong with that. I'm interested to see what this trade deadline's going to do. If Knicks fans haven't heard, Yabusele's on a trading block, along with Pacome Daddy is on a trading block. And I'm assuming the Knicks make a move.
Yeah, I think they do.
But if it's for a big or for a small guard, I don't know. I don't think we're going to need a guard.
I don't think we need a guard, Yuri.
I think we need wing.
The type of guard that's out there plays bigger than his size. And you know who I'm talking about.
Right.
Like he's sort of like another Hart, but I don't think it's going to cost as much. And I think if the Knicks look at the market and they don't like what they see and then they circle back to New Orleans, I just think that's a no-brainer in my opinion.
It is a no-brainer. You want someone who you can trust in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I'm at the point now where, like, just take me to the playoffs.
You're at that point?
I don't care if you're best in the East. I'm at that point.
Damn, it's January 11th. You're at that point already?
I'm at that point already. I've seen this team do better in the playoffs than in the regular season, and I can't take it seriously.
Yeah, I can't go against you. I can't retort to that because Yeah, I mean,
Come on, Ant. The Detroit blowout loss. Come on, I know this team is better than that.
yeah, it's
We're
true.
getting blown out by the Hawks at home. I know this team's better than that too. Putting energy in a regular season's bullcrap, in my opinion. No
Yeah.
offense.
No, you're right.
I'm at that. I'm at that point.
Obviously, I still want to
But
see this Knicks team do well. I still want to see them improve on their lows. I still want to see this Knicks team improve at the trading deadline. But it's kind of a tough thing to say when just last year they've had their losses, bad losses in the regular season, and in the playoffs they look like a different team, but with some magic as well in the playoffs. Because let's not forget, um, game one, the magical game from why is his name escaping me, from Turbo. I guess
right,
the Pistons. Why is his name escaping me?
exactly. From campaign,
Campaign. There you go. Right?
from campaign.
Campaign. Then you had Cat magical game. Then a bunch of magical games. So yeah,
That's why I can't take the regular season seriously.
yeah,
Like I'm not overreacting over the bad losses. I get it. We really did had some horrible losses in January,
yeah.
But I'm at the point now is like just get me to the damn playoffs so I can see what this team looks like. By the way, 25 free throws? What a terrorist. Jesus Christ. I'm saying to myself, why is this game even close? There was a play where OG was guarding Denji. I didn't feel like, and it was at one point, OG got all ball when he was driving to the lane, gets
Mhm.
called a foul. What are we doing?
I know. You got anything else, Yuri? I wanted to touch on that really quick.
No, not really. You can
Yeah.
touch on it.
Um, Jaylen Brown yesterday. I don't know if you saw his comments, but he was
Go
bitching
him.
about the refs too. He was like, "Find me. I don't care. This is terrible." I mean, but I didn't think this game was called unfairly. I just thought there was a lot of shooting fouls called against the Knicks, but yeah, the referees got to get it together, man. But hey, that's the league. We watch it. There's some bad calls. There's some good calls, and I just think that's what gives talking heads content. But
Hmm.
the stoppages and the challenges. I don't think it's gonna stop. But I
I don't
like
think so neither.
yeah, I don't think it's gonna stop.
I think it's going to get worse as the time goes on. And I have a theory about that. I think the NBA's kind of peed with the Knicks for not putting up the NBA Cup banner. Someone mentioned it in your chat. I think the NBA's kind of peed with the Knicks for not putting up the NBA Cup.
Hey, good point, Yuri. Appreciate the
I
call.
wouldn't be surprised. One more thought because
Yeah,
I
go ahead.
actually did come back to me and then I'll bounce. We're second in the East. I expect us to finish a top three seed. I really don't care about anything else right now. If you can catch up to Detroit before January ends, I'll be happy with that. You know, but I think Mike Brown, we're gonna see like a 9-man rotation for Mike Brown once Shamit gets back. I think that's it for the kids with the playing time.
Yeah, we'll see.
He had a good rotation before Shamit and
He did.
Hart was out.
He did.
So I'm expecting that to be back when they both are back. Anyway, appreciate the call, Ant.
Appreciate the call, Yuri. Shout out to Yuri in the chat. Always calling into the Knicks Nation Discord. Shout out to Yuri in the chat. Yeah, I think it's a 9-man rotation. El Figgy says, why didn't Kolek play tonight? I think because Josh Hart was back, and I think Mike Brown needed a win. And this is no shot at Kolek, but I just think he wanted to play the guys he trusted tonight, right? The Knicks have 2 days off. You got extended minutes from the starters a little bit. 3 minutes from Diarra. He's bigger, right? Lengthier. Um, and Jesse brings up a good point. Says we need to play good enough in the regular season to have home court as long as possible. Yeah. Just don't fall to 3, right? 1, 2, I'm cool with. If the New York Knicks are 1 or 2 in the East, I'm cool with. They won 3 games in Detroit last year. It's not going to happen again. It's not going to repeat itself. But this Knicks team won 3 games in Detroit last year. But, right, it's a huge but. Does Detroit use that as fuel? And are they a different team last year in the playoffs than this year? Right? Who knows? Remember, the Pacers stunk to end the season, right? If I'm not mistaken, they stunk. In the playoffs, they just ran amok through everyone and almost won the finals. If Halliburton didn't get hurt, I think they win that game. Right? Sometimes you got to have some magic. Right? Dante 3 versus Philly. Magic. Magical. Campaign game 1. Magical. 2 comeback wins in Boston in the second round. 2 back-to-back. Magic. Right? So this Knicks team has been, I mean, I hope their magic doesn't run, is not going to run out this year, but they've been, winning on some, I'm not going to say luck, but sometimes that's what you need in sports. Sometimes you need luck. Sometimes it's not always the best team to win the hoist up the trophy. Basketball is tougher because it's a 7-game series, so normally the better team is going to win. It's not like football where, it's one game and you're out. So I think if you get the Philadelphia 76ers in the first round, that's not going to be easy, right? I'll pick the Knicks. That's not going to be easy. Detroit's not going to be easy. I just don't have any confidence in anyone in the East. Like, I don't know. I'm gone like Cleveland. Like I'm not really worried about anyone, but the team I'm worried about is Detroit. I am. Detroit got a squad. I'm worried about Detroit this year, man. I am. '86 says, remember there was no Isaiah Stewart in the Pistons playoffs last year, but dude doesn't need to. Yeah, he got hurt. Elfie says the refs cost us the Sun game. The refs decided if you even breathe hard on Booker foul, Cat and JB needed to bleed to get a foul call. Yeah, look, JB had some terrible turnovers in that fourth quarter. Terrible. Mikal played soft as Sharman. So JP with some terrible clutch plays in that game. That game got me so upset, man. Jesse says if we keep defending home court in the playoffs as we are during the regular season, yeah, exactly. You want to play as many games at home as possible, right? As many games at home as possible. You're still in striking distance for that number 1 seed in the East, right? You're 3.5 games back from the Detroit Pistons. I think you got Detroit next month again. So I think you play them 1 more time or 2 more times. Right? Let me just pull up the February 6th at Detroit. February 8th at Boston. January 24th at Philly. Yeah, you play Detroit 1 more time this season. 1 more time this season. So, but I was going back to the East. I wanted to because like many Knicks fans say, this Knicks team is built for the playoffs. Just get me to the playoffs, and we'll see what happens. All right. But yeah, I mean, Raptors are playing well. If you get matched up to the Raptors in the first round, that's going to be heavily favored on the Knicks side. Heavily favored. Right? That's a matchup I would want. Knicks Raptors first round, okay. I'm okay with that. Right? Knicks Cleveland in the first round, that's tough. I know I don't trust Cleveland, but that's tough. Knicks Heat possibly, but there's only one team in the East that if God forbid were to knock you out, and that is the Detroit Pistons. Only team. You should beat everyone else It should be Knicks, Pistons, Eastern Conference Finals, right? That's what it should be. And I'm still picking the Knicks in that series, but they're good. They're good. And what if they upgrade this in 3 weeks, right? So we'll see. But big game tonight for the Knicks, man. Positive step in the right direction. 3-game stretch versus Denver, Detroit, Boston. Yeah, Detroit beat us 3 or 4 last year and got bounced in 5. Yeah. But Pacers, going back to that magic, right? Campaign. Cat. Remember, Josh Hart, the non-foul call on Tim Hardaway Jr. in the corner when he shot, I think it was Hardaway Jr. in the corner when he shot the 3. It's magic, right? Hey, I'll take it. But, and that's what this Knicks team is about, man. They put together a group of guys that, you know, when it comes down to crunch time, they get it done. They get rewarded. But it's going to be a battle. Every game was a battle. Every game was a battle against the Pistons in the playoffs, right? Cade, another year experience, second year in the playoffs. Does he perform better? Do they stay healthier? Do they upgrade at the trading deadline? Who knows? But that is the only team that the New York Knicks, like, the Pacers are no more. That's the team who knocked us out last couple of seasons, our Pacers. They were too fast, too quick, too much offense. House of Horrors, Indiana. Thank God for Karl Anthony Towns. Game 3. They're out of the equation. Cleveland is not a House of Horrors. We beat them already. Magic will be MSG South. Philly, I am not worried, but they do have VJ Edgecombe, who is a stud, and Maxey, who is a stud. That will be one of these hype series if the Knicks matched up against Philly. But at the end of the day, the Knicks should beat them. Boston, I don't know the situation with Jason Tatum, but that is kind of like their last bullet in the chamber, right? Does he come back this year? Who knows? Does he come back this year? They are a half a game worse than you without him, right? And that is mainly because Brown is playing like an MVP. But, you know, just get healthy, make it to the playoffs, and this Knicks team should be able to beat anyone. But I just hope they don't get too bored in the regular season because I do want that home court. I do. Appreciate you guys in the chat. Once again, thanks for becoming a member. To all the members in here, if you guys want to become a member, just hit the join button. Doing some member-only content as well. Happy Sunday to every single one of you guys. Hit some of your comments before we head up on out of here. 86 says, I got sick of them showing Tim Hardaway Sr. bald-headed ass sitting courtside cheering every time.
Bruh.
86 from us said, Joel says, think they said he's aiming for March, April. Yeah, Jason Tatum might be coming back for the Boston Celtics. Who knows? But we shall see. Hit the Discord, ladies and gentlemen, doing giveaways on there at Knicks Nation on X, at Knicks Nation on Instagram. Make sure you follow me on Instagram as well. Those of you on YouTube, appreciate you for rocking with me. The podcast is coming back soon. I promise you guys. It's been super hectic for Chris and I. Working, positive family stuff that we'll reveal. But podcast is coming back soon. I promise you guys. But yeah, thanks for rocking with me. Enjoy your Sunday. Enjoy your week. And let's go Knicks. Big step in the right direction today. Shout out to Josh Hart. the oil in the engine. The oil in the engine. Big game coming up against Sacramento Kings. I know the Sacramento Kings are, well, what's the Kings record this year? Because like the Sacramento Kings are 8-30, ladies and gentlemen. They are the worst team in the Western Conference. The worst team in the Western Conference. The Sacramento Kings. And that is who we play next. They are 8-30. They've lost 7 straight games. They are 2-8 in their last 10. Please, just get it done. Just get a win and get it done. Move on. It shouldn't be this dogfight. It should just be third quarter, we good. Let's pack the plane to Golden State. Kings stink. Then you got Golden State that you got to worry about, right? Cat versus Draymond. Cat versus Draymond. If Draymond isn't suspended in that game. Pretty big fallback for Russell Westbrook, and Schroeder is out there looking to fight Luka. Yeah. Kings stink, man. That's a team I would be calling, actually. The Kings. As I look at their roster, Precious Achiuwa. Shout out to Precious. I know a lot of you guys wanted Precious back in a Knicks uniform. Wouldn't you rather Precious back at $2 million rather than Yabu at 2 for 12? I mean, come on. Cat needs to put Draymond in a poster. DeMar DeRozan on the Kings wants to get traded. He wants to get out of there. Keon Ellis. Hey. I like Keon Ellis. I don't think Mike Brown liked Keon Ellis when he was coaching him. But he's a 6'4" guard that can defend a little bit. Maybe you call the Kings. And you ask them who's available. Oh, Lord, don't get me started on Draymond's ass. I'll take him over campaign. Yeah, I mean, Doug McDermott is still in the league, man. Remember Doug McDermott as in the Knicks uniform? Sabonis making $43 million. Schroeder. Knicks were interested in Schroeder too, right? Knicks were interested in Schroeder. They can't make that money work though. I don't think they can make that money work with Schroeder. But it's the Keon Ellis, it's the Jose Alvarado type of guys that you have to be looking for a trade, right? It's those guys that make $2 to $6 million, or no, like $3 to $8 million a year, because then you can pair a Yabu with maybe a Daddy A and get it done and get something done, right? Yeah, Keon Ellis will be interesting. Kings stink, man. They stink. I don't want like, come on, man. Just get it done. It should be a 2-game winning streak at the end of Wednesday, heading into Golden State on a 2-game winning streak. Patience Thing says, where's Malik Monk now? Is he still in the league? He's on the Kings. He makes $18 million a year, Malik Monk. $18 million a year. Westbrook. Hear me out. Do the Knicks need a Westbrook type on this team? You guys can call me crazy. You guys can say hell no. Wait, what are we talking about here? But I don't know. I kind of like that. Like I kind of like the toughness that he brings and just the, I don't know, the edge. But you can get that with other people without the distraction of Westbrook as well, right? But these are the teams you should be calling to try to pry assets from them. You know, Keegan Murray, his name is interesting as well. 11 million. Can you get to 11 million? I don't know. But yeah, I don't think it's needed, but I wouldn't be opposed to it. Yeah. It wouldn't take much for Precious to slide right in our system. Yeah. Joe says, I can see Russ in the Knicks jersey. Yeah, like someone with an edge. Someone with an edge to come in and do some dirty stuff, man. Do some dirty stuff. All right, guys, let me get off this. Appreciate you guys rocking with me. As always, it is Let's Go Knicks. I will catch you guys back on Wednesday night when the New York Knicks host the Sacramento Kings. Once again, appreciate the subs, appreciate the likes, appreciate the members in here. Thanks for the support as always. It is always Let's Go Knicks. I'm Anthony from Knicks Nation. Peace.
Brunson a three. Bang! Jalen Brunson does it again!